Roseanne supporting with a $5 super chat. Really appreciate all the
Stage
support,
2
Roseanne.
backflow complete.
The Falcon 9 is now fully fueled with 1 million pounds of propellant. See that launching at the pad happening right now. It's SpaceX purging the strong back propellant lines prior to launch. And you're welcome, Roseanne, for giving you the trajectory. Happy to do it. And last but not least for now, new channel member, Stu Rifkin, joining at the pad leader level. You can now watch this launch just over a minute in 4K. Thank you so much. Really appreciate the support. As we come into the final minute, hit the like button. That'd be great so more folks can see this launch. Now, just over 60 seconds away. Coming up in just a few seconds, we'll hear the launch director give their go for launch.
Start up. LD go for launch.
And you hear the launch director give the go for launch as we are now less than 30 seconds away from the 60th mission lifting off from the Cape this year. An historic 18th flight for this booster, once again becoming the launch leader in 15 seconds. And here we go in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engine ignition and liftoff. Liftoff of booster 1058 going for its 18th launch to date, supporting the Starlink 6-26 mission. Now 15 seconds into flight. Now 30 seconds into flight, and we're hearing the rumblings of the 9 Merlin engines from the press site. Let's listen in. Now 50 seconds into flight, the Merlin engine should be throttling down soon as the vehicle approaches max Q, the point of greatest aerodynamic pressure on the launch vehicle. These tracking views from Pete Carstens. And our own Adam Bernstein here at the press site, NASA's Kennedy Space Center. Some great views as the Falcon 9 continues to climb. The vehicle now traveling faster than the speed of sound. Now approaching a minute and a half into flight. Here, the call out for max Q. T plus 1 minute, 45 seconds and counting. Here, the call out that chill down underway on the second stage to thermally condition that single Merlin vacuum engine for ignition. Getting some great tracking views this evening from our team out in the field. This view coming from Pete Carstens, this from Adam Bernstein. Now a little over 2 minutes into flight. We're approaching main engine cutoff, or MECO, where the Merlin engines will shut down. This will be followed in quick succession by stage separation and the ignition of the upper stage, that Merlin vacuum engine. We'll see the jettison of the payload fairings shortly thereafter. Some great colors in this view. As you see MECO on your screen, stage separation. And you see that Merlin vacuum engine coming to life. Keep an eye out for those payload fairings, which will jettison in just moments. You'll be able to see the glinting away as they leave the upper stage. You see the delay on the SpaceX feed there on those boxes on the right-hand side of your screen. Great views from Pete Carson's tracking camera. You see those payload fairings now falling away, glinting off the reflection of that Merlin vacuum engine. Should see that in the SpaceX delay right now. And those 23 Starlink satellites now exposed to the vacuum of space for the first time this evening. Oh, and you can still see the payload fairings in Pete's tracking view. It's quite remarkable. Now T plus 3 minutes, 43 seconds into flight. As we come up on T plus 4 minutes, our next big milestone here is going to be T plus 6 minutes and 12 seconds. That's when the first stage entry burn will begin. That should be visible from either Pete or Adam's tracking camera. We'll keep an eye on that for you. As we continue to see the second stage Merlin vacuum engine continue to burn. As the clouds have cleared, we are getting some pretty clear tracking views this evening. Now a little over 4.5 minutes into flight. On the top right-hand corner of your screen there, you see, I'll bring those back in just a second, this tracking view from Adam Bernstein as Pete's trying to target where the entry burn will begin. Come back to him shortly. On the right-hand side of your screen, you see the two onboard views from SpaceX. The top right box, dark, because it's the first stage and the entry burn has not yet begun, but we'll see some views from there momentarily. On the bottom right is the upper stage, the Merlin vacuum engine, as it continues to burn. And you hear the call out from SpaceX that things are moving nominally on this flight. Now T plus 5 minutes, 26 seconds and counting. Less than a minute away from the start of that entry burn. The burn will last just 20 seconds. Setting up the landing burn, which will begin at T plus 8 minutes, 5 seconds. Still getting some great clear tracking views from our Adam Bernstein as the clouds that were a potential watch item for tonight no longer obstructing the views, as we are now less than 10 seconds away from the start of the first stage entry burn. Should be beginning right about now. You see that view coming from Pete Carson's as the entry burn is beginning in real time. We'll see the delay on the SpaceX feed beginning in just a few seconds here. And there you have it. There's the conclusion of the entry burn in real time. SpaceX feed on the delay will wrap up momentarily. So you can see Adam still has the burn of the Merlin vacuum engine in his line of sight. Coming up in just over a minute, we'll see the start of the landing burn. Unfortunately, too far out and too low from our on-the-ground cameras, but we'll have the SpaceX onboard views once that landing burn does begin in less than a minute. Now T plus 7 minutes, 12 seconds and counting. From its first launch in late May of 2020, sending up the first two astronauts by SpaceX up to the International Space Station till now, this booster preparing to make its 18th landing to date. SpaceX on a path to verifying these boosters for up to 20 flights. Call out Transonic, the booster that I was just mentioning, now traveling below the speed of sound, coming up on that entry burn beginning in 10 seconds. Again, that's 10 seconds in real time. The SpaceX clock is on a bit of a delay, so we obviously won't see that until T plus 8 minutes 5 seconds on the SpaceX clock, but that's coming up in 5 seconds.
Stage 1, landing burn startup.
And there you see the landing burn underway. Views from a short fall of gravitas should populate the right box. There you go.
Stage 1, landing legs deployed.
And there you go. 18 up, 18 down for booster
Stage 1, landing
1058.
confirmed.
This booster now back firmly as the flight leader for SpaceX's fleet, being the only one with 18 missions
Seco.
under its belt. As second stage engine cutoff, or SECO 1, called out. See the glow of that engine start to dim as the upper stage is now going into a coast phase where it will remain until T plus 54 minutes 5 seconds, at which point there